Hey everyone, today we are going to show you how to make these cute little baby booties for the baby shower. My mom made these, and on the inside you have a tool filled with candy. So this is the supplies that you're going to need. This actually is made out of a styrofoam cup. It looks like this. Do you know what size these styrofoam cups are? They're not your typical styrofoam drink cups that you can buy at Walmart. We hunted everywhere and we found these at Kmart in the US. So these are the wide mouth drink cups. So you need one of these, you need scissors. You can either do a hole punch method like this, which I think is a lot cuter, or you don't have to use a hole punch method. You could just glue a little ribbon, but I find this looks more like a boot than the other one did. So I suggest using ribbon. You need tulle, obviously, to put your candy in, and a hole punch. So my mom is going to show you how to cut the glass. So what are you doing?
I'm just cutting the rim off the glass, the cup.
Yeah, I did say glass, didn't I? Yeah, we are using a styrofoam cup. And you're cutting just under that lip, right?
Yes. It's actually cutting the rim off. And even though I cut the rim off, it's still too high. So I take it down about that much.
It doesn't have to be perfect, so these
to.
are homemade things. Don't stress yourself out trying to get it perfect. You cut whatever way you want.
Actually, I cut it this way because it's easier to see where you're going. And I'm just eyeballing it. It's not perfect.
So that looks like that at the end. So to compare,
It's a little bit higher.
looks like that, but it's fine. It's a lot smaller than it was.
And then to make sure that I get them even, the even cut, I just take a piece of the rim that I cut.
She's making the tongue of the boot now, aren't you?
Yeah, and I just...
Which looks like this. So she's doing this part right now. And she's using that as a width guide, so to make sure it's no...
It's the width of the rim of the glass that I cut off,
Okay.
or cut. I just bend it down a little bit. And then I take my...
Would that break easily?
Yes.
So you just gotta be careful.
And then I just take my hole punch. I just eyeball it, I don't... And then I try to do approximately the same on the other side.
I mean, if you want to be exact, you could measure it, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect.
I don't have time to be. And so basically you got that. And then I just cut a piece of ribbon. I don't know how long, I just eyeballed it. And
You would lace
because
it like
I want it nice and flat there.
So you're going in the back way?
I'm going...
You're feeding it through the bottom, right?
Yep. You have to do the bottom first. Because when you pull it, see, then it's flat in the bottom. And then this one from over here is going to go up through this one.
So it's basically like lacing a shoe.
Yes. On this side.
So she's going underneath. You don't want to go over top.
No, because you want your bow to be on the top. So you have to be careful when you pull this.
Well, she's pulling it a little bit tight, but I suppose if you're too rough, your hole punches or your holes could bust. I'll hold it for you.
This is the hard part when you have to hold it yourself. And I'll put a knot in it so it stays, and then that way you can make your bow.
That's actually really cute.
And then
Now, could you curl the end if you wanted to, or would you?
I suppose you could, but I don't think that a booty has.
I suppose, yeah.
And it's still a little bit long.
And you're cutting that on a diagonal?
Yeah. There you go.
So now you have your boot. And you would just take a little piece of tulle and put some candy in it. She'll show you how to do that.
Actually, this is just how I did it. I just took.
And where'd you get that, Walmart?
I got this at Michael's.
So this is just a little thin piece of tooling. Did you double that up?
I did, but it's not going to be doubled. And it doesn't have to be completely straight.
I think the washer's done, if you guys can hear that. Her washer plays music when it's done, or the dryer, whatever it is.
And just crisscross them like that.
And those little candies came from the bulk barn, and they're little baby soothers. Suppose you could put whatever you wanted in there. You could put like Hershey's Kisses or something, or whatever kind of candy you wanted.
And then you just do a little piece of ribbon. And always put a knot in it so that it
And there's your completed booty. Now, what would you use these for? Party favors or decoration, or
I'm just using them for decorations, but when the shower's over, everybody can. I made enough so that everybody could take one home.
Yeah, so they're kind of like party favors. You could. We have one for every guest coming, so it doesn't matter. You can use them as decoration, or
each one will be unique because they're not all.
Well, they're not perfect, but no handmade gift is meant to be perfect. So there you go. That's how you make the little styrofoam booties. And my mom got this idea off Pinterest and put her own spin on it because it had just a little bow. It didn't have the shoelace effect. So I like the shoelace effect much more. It didn't look like a boot with just the bow glued onto there. This looks a lot better. So that's how you do it.